this joint, man.
Dude, what is that?
No!
Yes!
Fuck!
Killed you.
Well, we could smoke this joint, man.
Dude, what is that?
It's a fucking magical joint.
Dude, that is not a joint at all. That is less than a roach.
This isn't a roach, man. It's a magic joint. Some mystical hippie at my first ever fish show gave this to me, and it never goes out.
It never goes out.
This joint never goes out.
That's amazing.
You know that old hippie actually gave me a bottle of beer too. This thing is unlimited backwash, man. Yeah.
This is Uncle Pete from Uncle Pete's Relief in Green Gold. We're here to talk to you about the organ transplant denial list. If many of you haven't known, we are all, as medical patients, off the list. We are all denied for organ transplants in the state of Maine. There's a big fight coming up, and we're here to educate you just a little bit about it today. I have Kim Printy with me. She was the first person I called when I found out about this horrifying news that somebody made a decision for all of us that will not even for things we're treating for now. So, Kim?
My name's Kim Printy. I'm with CBD Concepts and Healing Harbors, and was working at MMCM as the executive director when Pete reached out to me and shared about the denial list for a patient that he was talking with. I was shocked, as most others are, and that's when we began the work to try to get this changed for all medical marijuana patients.
Pretty much. I was talking to a patient, Gary Godfrey, and I do have his permission to use his name. He was on the organ transplant list, and he was number 12 nationally to get a kidney. He needs this kidney. 2 days after he was on the registry, when we had to have our names on little plastic cards saying that we smoke cannabis, 2 days after that, he was called from the organ transplant location, or whatever they are, their office. I'm sure it was Happy Thoughts, and he was let know that he was denied now because he's a cannabis patient. So when I nonchalantly found out about this news, we were heading to Boston Freedom Rally, and I found my dear friend Dr. Uma. Kim suggested I immediately find her, and she told us there's letter of protection in other states, Rhode Island, California, for cannabis patients. So game on. We contacted state representatives, and they came running to help us. They were horrified as well, and none of these representatives are patients. They just want the medical program to survive. It's the #1 program, but here we are losing organs that have nothing to do with our injuries or illnesses. That has to stop. So right now, we have in the reviser's office right now, a single bill, no attachment, that is going to go to legislation very soon. Any thoughts on that?
Well, just when I first started looking into other states, I looked at California first and just saw what they did to reverse and change the legislation and change that for cannabis patients out there. And that was very simple. The representatives asked us for information about this so that they could, help us with that. So we gathered the information, we did the research, we gave them the information they needed. The bill was crafted, and fortunately it's sitting in the reviser's office right now waiting. And we look forward to making that change in the next legislative session.
And hopefully we can get the state representative that helped us to maybe go sit with Gary and go to your next episode. Thank you very much for Roll Your Own, everything that you do. Go cannabis.
Attention medical marijuana patients. Now you can find, rate, and review providers of medical marijuana. Just visit mainlymedicated.com. At mainlymedicated.com, you can easily find providers of medical marijuana, rate their medicine, and leave a review. Did you get incredible medicine from a caregiver? With our 5-star rating system, easily tell others about your experience with any caregiver or dispensary in Maine. Never be without medicine again. Find potent smokables, edibles, tinctures, and more. In many cases, delivery is available. Just visit mainlymedicated.com, where you can find, rate, and review medical marijuana caregivers and dispensaries, all at the click of a button, absolutely free. Join us at mainlymedicated.com and like us on Facebook.
So we have the granola bars here, and this is healthy because it's medicine. I wanted to make something healthy. It's gluten-free because there's no flour. It's made with flaxseed meal and oats. Oats are gluten-free. And it's diabetic friendly because I get 16 bars out of the recipe, and the entire recipe is sweetened with half a cup of honey and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Oh, beautiful.
So give that a try.
There's breakfast.
Breakfast of champions right there. That'll get your day started nice.
Oh, look at that.
Reading all, meeting some wonderful people, sharing some great stories, having some beautiful, blessed moments.
Do you like it?
I love it.
I have to remind myself that they're medicated, so I don't eat too many of those, especially when I'm starting out for breakfast.
So I can eat the whole bar for breakfast this morning?
You've got a pretty good tolerance. I would think that you could probably eat the whole bar. Most people I would recommend half to.
My back is killing me right now.
If your back is killing you, what you really need is some of this salt. And I have it in a stick. This is topical. What's great about this is it won't get you high. It's not about getting high, but it's just good medicine. I fell down the stairs 2 years ago. I broke my scapula, bone in the back. This is what I used so that I didn't have to be on narcotics. The doctors gave me Vicodin and muscle relaxers. I didn't take them. I had my med card. I could have smoked if I wanted to. I was afraid of coughing. I had a broken bone in my back. This was the ticket. Miracle in a jar. Take it. Take it home with you. Try it. Tell me what you think.
I definitely will, hon. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
If you know somebody who is suffering from addiction, help, reach out. If you yourself don't know how to help, come and find us. Give them our name and number. We have cards at the back booth. We're going to be down back, and we would love to have you join us for a discussion on using cannabis as an exit strategy. And we're happy to help in any way that we can. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
So, hon, I heard I was walking by a little earlier and I couldn't help but overhear what you were talking about here. You want to explain what you got going on here a little more in depth for me?
I'd love to. I'm Janet from Hippie Chick Natural Solutions.
Oh, you dropped one, hon.
What I have here is, this is a pain blend that I had originally started for my MS patient. There is no cannabis in this. This is peppermint, frankincense, sandalwood, and a cellular complex. Relieves pain in about 20 minutes.
Wow.
More importantly, for my MS patient, it took care of a lot of his balance issues, his neurological issues. Frankincense is fantastic for your brain and neuro issues.
Just with those alone, those essential oils, they do so much powerhouse by itself. And with the RSO,
Speak up a little bit. I can't hear you too good if you can.
basically the essential oils, it's a powerhouse altogether. Each one has its own entity for its own benefits for every single thing. It's a spectrum. And then with the RSO together, it's a crazy powerhouse.
Amazing. Nice.
It's crazy. Like I'm walking to the point where where I don't need a staff anymore.
So all 3 of these are different. Each one is for...
Each one is different. This is my pain blend. This is my anxiety blend. This is specifically for PTSDs.
Anybody with anxiety or...
Yes, depression. This is a blend of frankincense, geranium, lavender, and vetiver. Very calming, sleeping issues that will help with that as well.
Okay.
It's very balancing. And my last product that I have here is a blend of, it's a low dosage of THC, it's 11 milligrams, and frankincense. This again is very good for pain and anxiety both. Frankincense is a great anti-inflammatory, so it complements the cannabis incredibly well.
Wow.
From a business perspective, I can blend almost anything from cancer prevention to prostate health to asthma care to seizure meds.
So just to give somebody that frankincense that you're talking about, I've heard of it. What is that oil coming from?
Frankincense actually comes from a Douglas fir. It's a steam distilled extract, so like cannabis oil, there's an extraction process.
Right. Well, I see you've got everything made in oil. All of these are oil.
Yes, with a coconut oil base.
Yeah, nice.
Very easy to take. It's 1 to 2 capsules a day, but 4 a day won't hurt you because they're natural substances. Your body enjoys them.
So you're not using no chaga in them or nothing like
no
that?
No chaga, no. Not that I can't.
Right, I just wondered. I figured I'd bring that up with so many people are using chaga here now in Maine.
Chaga is a little bit harder to extract using the coconut oil.
Okay.
The essential oil company that I use has the highest quality standards.
Sure.
So it's, for me, from my business perspective, it's easier for me to purchase high quality oils than to try to extract things myself. Because even when you're extracting your own, you're picking up toxins and heavy metals from whatever ground you're growing it in.
How did you come up with making these, to mix what you're mixing? The Frankensteins.
The background of all of my information actually comes from my daughter's occupational therapist. She's very homeopathic. She's my herbalist, so I talk a lot with her with my blends. They have some excellent books out that literally you can look up what you're looking for and it'll give you what you need for oils. That's my new Bible.
So you've got these broke down. You pretty much know what's in each dose, and then you've got them broke down to 1 or 2 doses a day?
Exactly. And these in particular are like cookie cutter care. This is mass production kind of thing.
Okay.
Now, if you came to me and you said, the pain blend helps, but I still have this, I can then increase your frankincense because this is minimum dosage.
That was going to be my next question. I was going to ask you, can you change this up, or if you can't change it up, do I take 4 instead of 1?
I can take and combine this with this so that your pain and anxiety are in 1 capsule. And dose it for a Tony blend.
Beautiful.
Tony blend! Did everybody hear that? A Tony blend?
My blend it's so big of a blend that I have to take, a whole different RSO capsule and essential oil capsule because it's just so much in one.
Right, so you take one of each.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to fit his dosage into
Right, that's what I mean. So you just take one of each. Perfect.
And it seriously saved my life, and now to the point where I am literally a walking testament telling people, like, I was 2 months deep to the point where I was falling on my face every 2 days, and I haven't fell on my face in the last month, and I'm doing awesome. And then when I get down, I get right back up and just keep it trucking, man. Just keep it trucking. You know what I mean? Just showing people there is a way.
1 foot in front of another.
Exactly.
Go.
Whenever I'm doing a personal blend for somebody, I always, because it's costly, homeopathic care is costly.
Sure.
I can do a minimum order of 15 capsules. I try to convince people only purchase that 15 because if I need to adjust something, nobody's wasting money.
Right, and then we can go from there,
Exactly.
Stuck with them. Right.
Exactly. I mean, almost anything you give to somebody for an essential oil is going to benefit them.
Right.
It's but a matter of, making
sure
the
but you want to dial it in.
Right.
You want to get it dialed in to what's good for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like for him, I started with just a basic dosage of a drop of each ingredient.
Sure.
And now we're up to, it'll be 4 drops of frankincense. Frankincense literally heals brain lesions.
And I've legitimately, it's been night and day since the day last time at this festival when I dropped my staff, and like it's been my reprocessing my mind. My brain has been legitly reprogramming itself to get up and do better, make choices, make the ones that you already kind of were plotting before, knowing you're in a situation, not taking care of yourself. Now the gears are kicked in and you have nothing but to do it. And that's seriously what's happening now. And I'm pretty lazy dude, laid back sometimes. I mean, I got a lot of things happening all at once because I do music, promoting. I'm in the mix of a lot of stuff and just keep myself going, and that's just how I am.
Running.
And then just got to the point where I couldn't move, and I literally was gonna give up. That was it. That weekend never happened. I was just gonna give up my resume, do my egg rolls, and just walk it around as much as I could. That day never happened. Now I'm guaranteed to take over the world and make sure my voice and every single other person is. And it's just, that's it. Frontline.
Nice job.
Frankincense as an oil, it's very interesting. It's the holiest of oils. I mean, it's in the Bible numerous times. It's the holiest of oils. One thing that it does is it really balances your way of thinking, and it puts you on a whole new level, a whole new perspective. And for him, and I didn't blend it for him for that, but he experienced that and he had no awareness of it. It was overwhelming.
Dude, it got to the point like, I'm not supposed to think like this. Like, what do I do with myself? I'm like, I go to the gym. And I'm not supposed to, like, and it doesn't register that I have to go do these things. Like, knowing I have to, but like, sit down, get there. Then it's just like you get up, you just go and eat a banana instead of getting a sandwich. It's just like natural process and things without even thinking it now.
It does.
It's literally it's magical, man. I'm not like that. Like, I love my pizza. I love my certain things. I stuck in ways, and now I have totally drifted from my old ways. Literally cutting back on everything. It's insane. I've been alcohol free for 3 months.
Nice.
Just dropped it. I was like, I'm done.
Nice.
I haven't looked back. And I was a young alcoholic, man, since I was 9. Just hugging the corner. Now it's like.
There is an addiction blend, by the way. It's grapefruit, clove, and black pepper. It can be made with cannabis or without cannabis. Extremely effective in quitting smoking.
Nice.
And alcoholism.
So many purposes with each essential oil.
Thank you again, my friend, for your story.
Thank you, man.
Relief Clinic LLC is a medical marijuana clinic located at 23 Cross Street in Auburn, Maine. We have experienced providers and a welcoming staff. The Relief Clinic now offers Reiki and even home calls. Let us come to you. You could get your medical marijuana certification with us. The Relief Clinic is on 23 Cross Street in Auburn, Maine. Visit us at thereliefclinicme.com and like us on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Evelyn. I work with the Relief Clinic. You have pain? Come see us and get relief through us.
So for caregivers and patients alike, they have the same limits. Caregivers are allowed to have a total of 5 patients at any given time. For each of those 5 patients, they're allowed to have 6 flowering plants. The plants at any point in their stage, whether they're short plants or big plants, as soon as they start to flower, they go on the 12 on and off light cycle is considered flowering. They're allowed 12 vegetative plants. That would be anything greater than 12 inches in height or width, and they're allowed unlimited seedlings and clones, and that is under 12 inches. Once they hit 12 and 12, either way, they're considered vegetative. The flowering and vegetative plants need to be tagged numerically to match their caregiver cards. So we suggest that people can just photocopy their caregiver cards and attach them to the plant so they follow the plants through the different stages of transplanting. They're allowed 2.5 ounces of prepared cannabis per patient that is ready to go out the door. They're also allowed 8 pounds of incidental per patient, and incidentals could include everything from trim, stalks, things that would be in their freezer for edibles, their tinctures, all of the extra cannabis that will be needed to replace the 2.5 ounces once a patient purchases that. They're also allowed to have one employee. Each caregiver can have one employee. It has to be a true bona fide employee. That employee needs to be on payroll and workers' comp. They can grow 6 additional flowering plants for themselves if the caregiver themselves is a patient. 2 people who live together can cultivate together, but no more than those 2. They live in the same household. And you're not allowed to have anybody in your cultivation area except for an employee, an elected official, service workers such as your HVAC or electricians, and then your one household member that is also a registered caregiver or patient that lives with you. As a caregiver, the facility that you grow in must also be completely locked and secured. So if you're growing in your home, whichever area in your home that you're using has to be secured from anybody else that may be coming to visit you. If you're growing outdoors, you must have a 6-foot-high privacy fence wherever the town rules allow that. And that is a privacy fence. So you could use a chain link, but it would have to have the plastic slats or the camo netting that goes over it, as well as a stockade fence would work great, or a greenhouse that is locked and secured. Again, all the plants must be labeled. You must register annually with DHHS. Currently, the price is $240 per patient for the licensing fees, as well as a $31 background check that is required annually as well. They are looking for any felony conviction that is a drug charge in the past 10 years. Your employee must also be registered with DHHS and have the background check. And either you or your employee as a caregiver must also have a pesticide applicator's license if you're going to use anything on your plants, including like rooting hormones or any type of approved pesticide. As a patient, that is the one rule that you don't have to have. You do not have to have a pesticide applicator's license to treat your own personal plants. Patients are allowed the same limits as a caregiver, but only for themselves. So they're allowed just the 6 flowering plants, the 12 vegetative plants, and the seedlings and clones that go with that. They're only allowed to possess 2.5 ounces of ready cannabis at any given time. And then they're also allowed 8 pounds of incidentals that's in storage or for further need of processing. They also, if they grow outdoors, are required the fencing requirements, the greenhouse requirements, and that's it on that.
What's up? I'm Jenny Plum. I run Plum's Place. I make all natural, vegan, gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free edibles. I work in a really nice medical facility. We take care of a bunch of really, really cool patients. And we also do coffee all weekend here by donation to help benefit the field and medicated or non-medicated.